after a big thunderstorm, and then you see all the dancers fall into sleep. People are the most honest when you are dreaming, because everything you experience during the day will come out. So in this part, it's the time when the dancers feel all the things they felt on their journey, maybe anger, maybe frustration, maybe excitement. And that's the time when everything just melts all together. It's not rational, so the music is very fragmented. So you hear very short phrases come in and come out, really random, and there is no logic at all. But that's exactly that kind of chaos was how I try to express. Every second can be a totally different feeling.
The first movement, on the surface, it kind of has a sad overtone to it, but I chose to look at it with like a quiet hopefulness. So that's what I'm trying to portray with my choreography in that specific section. And then it kind of transitions into the second section, which is kind of total opposite. It's this chaotic, anxiety-driven piece. It does give me the opportunity to play with juxtaposition, with setting two things that are completely different next to each other, and how we can kind of compare and contrast those two different situations. So with my movement, with the choreography, I actually filmed myself doing improvisation to not just this music, but to different pieces of music, just to give different feelings as I was improvising. And then I used the recordings of myself to kind of go in and pick out pieces that I liked and create a phrase out of the movement. As a choreographer, when I select the music that I want to work with, I tend to gravitate towards music that has a very obvious beat and a very obvious tempo. But with this music, there is no obvious tempo or obvious beat. So that was definitely a challenge, but I think a challenge in a good way. It kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone a little bit to do something that I wouldn't normally do. And that's why I was driven towards improv to create the movement, because with improvisational dance, there is no structure, there is no form to it. It's literally just kind of letting it flow out of your body, kind of like stream of consciousness. So I was able to use the improvisational stylings to kind of fit with the music that I felt like I didn't have a clear beat with. Another challenge with that, though, is when choreographing something with a group, where in this case the four dancers have to move simultaneously in unison. Again, you don't have a beat to follow, so you're really having to listen to your other dancers through their body language and by their breathing and by the way you're watching each other. So it kind of adds a little bit of an element of like really harnessing in and focusing in with each other versus just relying on the music. I took the prompt of the piece and like what we're trying to convey with the story. So I came up with a list of words. Some of them were more adjective words, some of them more noun type words, like reaching, staccato, longing, anxiety was definitely one of those words in there. And I used those words, kind of kept them in the back of my mind as I was doing the improvisation, and used those words as kind of like inspiration. One of my favorite things to work with as a choreographer is partner work. So that structure of the duet section actually is something that I created a while ago. Originally, it was created as a duet for two people, and I kind of took that as like a base guideline structure and recreated it on the four of us. And I had this idea of like coming in and out of it, so shifted it in a way that like one person leaves the duet as the next person enters the duet and picks up where they left off. Or trying to convey the idea of supporting one another and how people come in and out of your life.
So throughout this project, there was something that really was like a big thing I made was the dance dresses. So I just had this dream that I want to make this really big, like almost like a lantern thing, and then with all these light bulbs in it, to to make it like really dreamy, so the dancers can wrap themselves inside and dance with it, move with it. And then that was also an idea came from the Allure video, because at the end of Allure, I had Lindsey wrapped in this big mesh and with all this Christmas string lights inside. It lights up just like she wrapped herself with her dreams, and she became one with her dreams. So I really want to bring that idea to this show. So I started to develop, how do I make the dance dress that you can actually move with? So that was really challenging for me because I never really had real training for sewing, but I figured out along the way to install all these little LED light bulbs into the dress, and I found this mesh material has different colors, and it was really beautiful, reflecting the lights on stage, and it's really dreamy. So you will see these dresses was hanging in different corners at the show at the beginning, so they really do look like lanterns, and maybe you will see some dancers reach for it, maybe you can also play with it. But the middle of the show, this dance dress became like the cover for the dancers to fall into their sleep, and then eventually this dance dress become what they wear and when they were in their dream world.
So most of what I've done with the dress that lights up, um, to me, when I'm holding the dress and I'm not wearing it, it kind of, it's like a cloud that I'm able to sort of like rest on and have like a reliable source that I can always go back to and feel secure with it. And then when I'm wearing the dress, it's literally like I'm enveloping myself with my security blanket, with my safe place, and just sort of being able to move. The way the fabric falls over me feels very comforting, like someone's holding me tight and keeping me safe.